And let's not forget, obviously, this is emotional. Deforestation is one of the contributions to climate change.
Let's find someone that gives a damn about this planet. I know Trump doesn't believe in, global warming, but does he believe in water pollution and air pollution? Maybe he needs another lesson on, how people have to live.
Amen.
Amen.
We've got to have air and water. Does he think that everybody's going to live in Trump Towers and we don't have to grow beef or vegetables or corn or anything else?
This is all not just for the immediate area. Obviously, the concern is explosions and water and all these things. But all of this cumulatively that's happening all over America, accelerated under President Trump. It's now, pipeline season like never before. It's all contributing to climate change, which every expert that's not bought off says we need to lower the global temperature very, very fast to under 2 degrees. Now, I heard you say something when you came down aimed at President Trump, if you want to repeat that, because I thought it was so eloquent in what you said. It was basically, about where does he expect everyone to live?
I don't remember that. I remember asking, he might not believe in global warming, but does he believe in pollution? And he's polluting our planet.
Yeah, there's a lot of adrenaline that day.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I am, polluting the water. Since when is profit more important than water? When is profit more important than people? And I don't understand that. And I told someone, I said, the Terrys, we have right much property up here. And we've been the land stewards for this property, and we've tried to keep it under, not developed, mainly wildlife. Our bear population has quadrupled. Our deer, our raccoons, our skunks, our fox. I mean, we have the huge owls, you can hear them at night, the whippoorwills down there, which are endangered. They're down there nesting on the ground, and they've just dropped trees where they're going to bulldoze all that shit. Why is profit more important than the planet? Why is the people in West Virginia and Pennsylvania that have been complaining to their governors and to anyone that'll listen that they can't drink their water? They can no longer drink their water. The gas company has to bring water in for them to drink. And to do that, they have to sign gag orders so they can have drinking water. And it's the play-by-play book for the gas companies and the oil companies. You work the people, you wear them down because they've got the money. You wear them down, you go through their resources fighting you. And then you destroy everything they own. And then they're just grateful to have you bring them clean water because you've poisoned everything around them. You've poisoned their livestock. You've poisoned their pets. You've given their kids cancer. You've got people walking around with boils all over their face. People who worked for the pipeline have radiation poisoning from dealing with the wastewater. You're dumping the wastewater on the roads to melt snow. The scientists have said, the half-life of some of these chemicals they're dumping out is 1,000 years. So why are our fucking politicians letting this happen? Why are they able to poison people because someone's contributing to their campaign so they can be the big guy in the White House? Fuck them all. They're supposed to care about the people. They're not supposed to be destroying the people. And this damn plant they're putting over in the poor black neighborhood where they're going to put the
compression station.
The compression station. Who the hell's going to fight that? They're already poor, but they're going to walk over the poor. And I have a relative who lives right up the road from me. He planned on making that his retirement home, and they were going to run the pipeline through his land. And they said, "Oh, don't you worry, we're going to give you about 30 grand. And he looked at him and said, "I pay that quarterly." He said, last year alone I made $1.6 million, and I will keep you in court till hell freezes over. And guess what? They missed his fucking land. They rearranged everything just to miss his land. Because they don't want anyone that can fight back. They're a big fucking bully, and they don't want to meet another bully. Well, they pissed off a redhead. And we don't forget and we don't forgive. They have flattened. MVP never leaves their cars. They always leave a guard. But when my sister-in-law drove up, when they were surveying, she had to park and follow the surveyors. When she came back and drove home, something was wrong with her car. She pulled in and there was a screw in her tire, because we always get screws in our tires on the road. And a couple days later, when she came up, drove home, oh, a nail in her tire. Because we have nails all over our road up here. That's how we keep them, you know, screws and nails. But they won't leave their vehicles unguarded, because God knows they wouldn't have tires on theirs. But yeah, they keep guards everywhere. And when we came on them the other day, when they were putting up the blue and white signs everywhere,
The LOD.
tinted windows, wouldn't roll them down, talking out the top. You know, who are you? None of your business. Where's the guy in charge? None of your business. You know, my son took a picture and he says, you don't have permission to take my picture. Yeah, and we have to delete it. But every time one of us came through, everybody on them had cameras taking pictures. She had quite an experience the other night when she came out of the tree.
Yeah, I think there was a car sitting in the road. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Sure.
I went outside to get my cat. I'd heard coyotes, and I noticed taillights kind of in the curve, and I'm like, am I imagining things? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and then this car turned on, and headlights hit me. So somebody was sitting in a blind curve in the middle of the road in the middle of the night, and I run inside, and I'm like, so I yell at Jonathan, my boyfriend. I'm like, there's a car in the road, and we watch it turn around, and it was gone long enough to have gone to the end of the road and turned around, and it pulls into the driveway next to me and backs out, and it's facing our house again. And somebody gets out of the driver's seat, and somebody gets out of the passenger seat. The interior light of the truck never goes on. And you would think if you're doing something sketchy and you're innocent, you would be like, hey, you know, lost my dog, or something fell off my truck. You'd explain yourself. When we yelled, hey, they were like, hey, and they got in the trucks and drove off. Like, and it could be completely unrelated, or it could not be. And I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. Like you guys are saying, they're kind of, it's not just trying to threaten your land, but threaten you as and your safety, kind of meant psychological warfare.
Absolutely. There have been neighbors that have been followed by the surveyors or global security. We're not sure because, again, they don't have to tell us.